We begin CBS2 News at 5 with breaking news. A suspicious package has shut down part of busy Highland Avenue in Hollywood.
Bill Thomas is live in Sky 2 with more now. Bill.
Yeah, guys, that's the bad news. You can see Hollywood Boulevard running left to right in the middle of your screen. It is open, but LAPD officers right there in the middle of your screen. They tell us at 2:05 this afternoon they responded to reports of a suspicious item near this intersection, Hollywood and Highland. So they did leave Hollywood Boulevard open, but look at this, a full closure on Highland Avenue between Franklin and Hollywood, right there in the middle of your screen. These are LAPD bomb squad officers. Now, I'm not sure exactly where that device is. LAPD officers say no initial threat was made, but they did respond to that suspicious item. So you can see that full closure to accommodate the investigation. This is a real nightmare for computers trying to get in and out of Hollywood with that full closure on Highland Avenue, and we'll let you know if anything develops here. Reporting live from Sky 2 over Hollywood, I'm Bill Thomas. Pat, Susie, back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Bill. Now a string of celebrity homes burglarized. Police say they've arrested multiple people.
And the most recent burglary happened just last week.
And now police say these break-ins are not random. CBS 2's Lisa Siegel is live in downtown LA, where police held a news conference this afternoon. Lisa.
Not random at all, and what a break in the case. Police say they are targeting these celebrities when they know they're not home. From LA Rams wide receiver Robert Woods to Dodgers outfielder Yasiel Puig to singers like Rihanna and more, the homes of celebrities have been the target of burglars, and now LAPD has made some arrests. These 4 suspects, some gang members and their associates, they believe over the past few months have been targeting these celebrities and athletes, and the burglaries aren't random at all.
The victim's home have been selected based on social media postings and touring or travel schedules of the owners.
LAPD says the break in the case came after Robert Woods' home was broken into while he was playing the Vikings last Thursday. After that, a routine traffic stop was made where some of his belongings were discovered. They also found guns and more. Recent burglaries again include Rihanna's Hollywood Hills home, Christina Milian's home, and Yasiel Puig's home. His home has been hit 4 times. In the latest burglary of Puig's home, you can see the burglars ransacking his drawers, even trying to get away with a safe. At least one of the suspects, now under arrest, has been identified in this home security video, and police say these crews have a particular way they work.
Once a potential target home was selected, a larger vehicle would be utilized to provide the suspects the opportunity to change into more comfortable clothing and hoodies to avoid being recognized, and to cart away the stolen goods.
Now police have recovered cash as well as luxury items like designer purses and watches that they're trying to identify. They believe property taken could be in the millions, and the cases involve more than these suspects. They also believe this organized ring may be responsible for more than a dozen burglaries, and they say it looks as if they were planning more. Well, why do they say that? Because police say they also discovered a list of celebrities, including addresses, potential targets, they say, including Matt Damon, LeBron James, and Viola Davis. I'm live downtown, Lisa Siegel, CBS2 News. Now back to you.
All right, Lisa, thank you. And turning now to our other big story today, the weather.
Yeah, the season's first rain is expected to hit tomorrow.
CBS2's Garth Kemp joins us now with the first look at our forecast. Garth.
Yeah, it was a little humid earlier. I mean, for us, it was humid. If you're from back east or down south, didn't feel bad for you. But for us, it was. Now it's starting to get a little bit better, everybody. Good evening to you. Doppler radar, live Doppler. We are up over the area. All 5 suites are up and running right now. We're looking at the front. You can see it just off the Bay Area right now by about 90 miles. It is stalled out. The low pressure area sits about 450 to 500 miles just off of San Francisco, and that has kind of stalled the front out just a little bit for us. What's left of Rosa moves off to the east. So we are watching this. It has slowed itself down. It's going to make its progress towards us tonight, really tomorrow through tomorrow afternoon. How much we're going to get, when we're going to get it, tell you all about that coming up, and we'll get you into the weekend as well. Welcome to October. Pat, I know you missed yesterday just a little bit of that shower activity in Vegas. It was all around you. We'll show you all that coming up in just a while.
Yeah, but I thank you for the heads up, Garth.
You got it.
Okay, see you in a bit. Well, breaking news now. A deputy-involved shooting in Victorville. It happened near 7th Street and Desert Knoll Drive. Deputies were responding to a call that a woman was assaulting someone at a car dealership. When they arrived, the woman was still assaulting the other person and wouldn't stop. That's when deputies opened fire. The female suspect was killed.
4 California white supremacists are under arrest tonight for starting a riot at last year's deadly nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, and 3 of them are from our area. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Virginia charged 25-year-old Benjamin Daly and 34-year-old Thomas Gillen, both of Redondo Beach, 25-year-old Michael Macelis of Lawndale, and 34-year-old Cole White of Clayton. They're accused of committing multiple acts of violence against counter-protesters on August 12, 2017, the same day Heather Heyer was run over and killed.
Daly, Macelis, Gillen, and White, while on their way to the Unite the Right rally in Emancipation Park, and with their hands taped and ready to do street battle, committed multiple acts of violence, including punching, kicking, headbutting, and pushing numerous people along 2nd Street Northeast in Charlottesville.
The suspects are being arraigned in federal court in downtown L.A. Our Dave Lopez is there right now. We'll have a live report on what happened inside on CBS2 News at 6.
Well, developing news now at the Pentagon and the White House, where the FBI is trying to track down the origin of 3 packages suspected of containing the deadly poison ricin. A spokesman says 2 packages turned up yesterday at a delivery facility but never got inside the main building of the Pentagon.
Well, the packages were addressed to Defense Secretary James Mattis and the Navy's top officer. A 3rd was addressed to President Trump, but not the White House. Officials are now awaiting official test results to see if the substance is in fact ricin.
Well, only a few days until the FBI's deadline to finish its 7th background check on Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. As Washington waits for that final report, lawmakers are gearing up for what could be a volcanic end to the week. And CBS2's Crystal Cruz is live in the newsroom with more on where things stand right now. Crystal.
Pat, right now it's a waiting game as the Bureau finishes up interviews, dotting the last I's and crossing the last T's before submitting its report on those accusations made against Kavanaugh. But CNN reports lawyers for Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, who told the Senate Judiciary Committee Kavanaugh attacked her in 1982, say no one from the Bureau has interviewed their client yet.
President Donald Trump says he's been in contact with lawmakers over the confirmation process for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh as the FBI continues its background investigation into sexual misconduct accusations.
They'll have a vote by the end of the week, and it will be a positive vote, but it will be dependent on what comes back from the FBI.
The FBI has now interviewed high school friends of Kavanaugh and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, who says Kavanaugh tried to assault her when both were teens. 2 of those friends say they did not recall the gathering. Mark Judge, identified as an eyewitness by Blasey, has also completed his interview with the FBI. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the results of the investigation will not be made public.
It'll be made available to each senator, and only senators will be allowed to look at it.
Why are our Republican colleagues so afraid of making this public?
As lawmakers wait for that FBI report, they're staying busy taking shots at each other.
Our Republican colleagues are sort of pulling their hair out because they know their candidate is so flawed.
This has not been a search for the truth. This has been about search and destroy.
Today, former First Lady and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton finally addressed Kavanaugh's hit on her family during last week's hearing.
This whole 2-week effort has been a calculated and orchestrated political hit. Revenge on behalf of the Clintons.
I mean, really, yes, it deserves a lot of laughter.
Then Clinton took a serious turn about the possible consequences of Kavanaugh on the high court.
For anyone who believes there's such a thing as a judicial temperament and that we want judges, particularly those on our highest court, to approach issues, approach plaintiffs and defendants with a sense of fairness, that there's a lot to be concerned about.
And Senate Democrats are sounding the same alarm. Schumer says Kavanaugh has grossly mischaracterized his relationship with alcohol and characterized the nominee as someone who tiptoes around the truth. Schumer has sent a letter to the majority leader to be briefed on that final FBI report at least 24 hours before the first vote on Kavanaugh's nomination. I'm Crystal Cruz in the newsroom. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Crystal. And coverage of today's political news continues at 6:30 on the CBS Evening News with Jeff Glore.
Well, lots of anticipation for Lakers fans tonight at Staples Center, where LeBron James is playing his first preseason game at home.
I'm excited about it.
Me too.
Sports director Jim Hill is live at Staples Center with all the details. Jim?
Now, ladies, as you just mentioned, I know it's a preseason game, but let me tell you something. You would think it's a regular season contest because King James, LeBron James, will be making his debut in the purple and gold tonight here at the Staples Center as they take on the Denver Nuggets for the second time in this NBA preseason. And when you think about what happened just moments ago, look at this. The four-time league most valuable player arrived at the Staples Center. Now, he played 15 minutes in Sunday's game in San Diego against the Nuggets, scoring 9 points with 3 rebounds and 3 assists. And it will be a night to remember for LeBron James playing in front of the home fans for the first time as a member of the Purple and Gold.
It's a new beginning. It's a new start. It's a new excitement for myself. So, it'll be fun.
LeBron, what's the next step in the evolution of your team after one game that you want to see later this evening?
Just get better at some of the mistakes that we had in game one. We had a good practice yesterday. Had a good shoot around today. So, I mean, we're a new group. We're not at the level a lot of the teams are, as far as cohesiveness and chemistry. So, every day is another opportunity for us to get better and not take a step back.
And Pat and Susie, I got to tell you, coming outside, you see the fans getting ready to come into the Staples Center. They're all excited because they know the best basketball player in the world is now playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. Another live report for you coming up at 6 o'clock. Back to you in the studio now.
All right, Jim. Loved the way that sounded, right?
Me too.
The best basketball player in the world,
King James,
is in the Lakers. All right, thanks, Jim. A geyser gushes over a Hollywood street. Details on the water main break that crippled traffic in the area.
Plus, don't mess with this pistol-packing mom. How she held a burglar at bay.
And Arizona underwater, record-heavy rain, flash floods, and rescues. Is some of that headed our way?